That's why this show is called The Force Always. My name is David Zamet, aka Diz. Welcome to the Force Always Star Wars news. My name is David Zamet, aka Diz. Anyway, let's start off with a whole lot of release dates this time around. First off being the Rogue One trailer will be debuting on the ABC American network. That's the TV network on July 15. Check that one out. It probably will coincide with the Star Wars celebration happening in Europe, or technically England. That's right, that's to more news. The Star Wars celebration is between 15th and 17th of July. Expect a whole lot of imagery, videos coming out of that event. To more release dates and to more news, on July the 22nd, episode 8 will be wrapping up on its principal photography, moving on to the CGI and editing process. That's really moving along. And also to more news, the season 2 of Rebels, the animated series for Star Wars that happens between 3 and 4, that's episodes 3 and 4, it should be coming to Blu-ray about August 30. That seems to be the release date at the moment. And that is the Star Wars news for this time around. Okay, now to the view segment on The Force Always. This time around will be the Star Wars Celebration in Europe 2016. This is like a preview, if you were to say, of what is expected from the Star Wars fans that I've got to understand to this point. What is expected is that Rogue One will have a full trailer with Darth Vader in it. And also there will be an expectation of episode imagery of some sort of movement, like a basic teaser and a title for the film. That's pretty much what is expected. What I think should happen is the Rogue One trailer should debut at this event, but it's most important that Darth Vader is not used in this trailer, as it's such a sell point. He's not needed. Now, as a Star Wars fan, I would love to see Darth Vader in anything, but in this trailer it will either confuse the normal movie going audience, and it will also get the Star Wars fans too excited too early. If you're going to have Darth Vader in this particular trailer that's going to come out in Star Wars Celebration, that's pretty much set in stone, then have it in a form of silhouette, really basic in the background and not much airtime. That's in my opinion. Also, I think with episode 8, I think I would not have any imagery come out. I wouldn't even have a title of film, because it would just confuse too many people Star Wars related. It just be too much information. It would be like having one chocolate cake and then another chocolate cake. It's just too much sugar at once. I mean, again, as a Star Wars fan, I would love to see episode 8 imagery or some sort of teaser or name announcement, but it would just confuse the event. If it does happen, then let it be. I will be happy with it, but I think for it to be a successful Star Wars celebration, something about it needs to be unique, because the last Star Wars celebration with Chewbacca and Han Solo saying "we're home" rocked the nation of Star Wars fans. It rocked the nation. It was an amazing point in time for a Star Wars fan, even non-Star Wars fans. So something like that needs to be found. What it is, I don't know. I just know that to see any episode 8 imagery or even getting a title would be just a mistake, because it will cause confusion amongst the fans and normal film goers. But with Rogue One, again, I just think it should be a trailer or that has lots of warlike imagery with a little bit of a Star Wars element about it, it should sell itself that way without needing Darth Vader in it. That's my point of view this time around on Views of The Force Always. This is the reviews on The Force Awakens. My review this week is something that's unique to reviews this time. It's the reviewing of what everyone is talking about in the last week, which is the Rogue One movie coming out at the end of this year. Rogue One is a Star Wars story. It's not an official episode, even though it's a full-length film. But the big discussion on Rogue One at the moment is, should it have a crawl text at the start like every other Star Wars movie? I believe it shouldn't. If it's going to separate itself from the other Star Wars films as a separate type of movie, which really it is, it doesn't need it. I do think there should be a similar format, you know, with the title and sort of introductory sort of text, but not in the way that we've seen it so far. I would like it to start with the logo, maybe in a color red or something like that, and then followed by text in the form of a typewriter, sort of giving that sort of like documentary feel to the film. That's what I think should happen. There seems to be an overwhelming opinion that Rogue One should have an opening text crawl from fans and non-fans online. If it happens, it'll be fine. But I don't think the film needs it. It will set a new feel to the film, and further Star Wars story films could be demonstrated with that originality again in its own sort of form. It doesn't always have to be in red writing, and it doesn't have to be always with a typewriter text. I mean, with the Han Solo film, which is coming out in a number of years, it doesn't have to look like that. But it's time for Star Wars to branch out a little and have a bit of originality to the actual film. I mean, we've seen it through the animated series and things like that. That's from Clone Wars and even Rebels. It'd be nice to see it that way, but Disney needs to sort of really sit down and see what they really want to do. That's still in a thought process. It's nothing official. I'm sure we'll get the officiality of it when we see the movie end of this year, which should be December 15. Stay tuned for that. Okay, this is the interview section part of The Force Always, and this is Maddie. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, David. How are you?
Excellent. Now, Maddie is a massive Doctor Who fan. Yep. But I would like to ask her, for starters, what she thinks of Star Wars generally in a brief way. What do you reckon?
Sounds good. I'll have to disappoint you a bit there. I don't really know much about Star Wars. People will keep telling me I need to watch it, and it's just seriously, like, since I was a teenager, it's like been about 10 years since I should have watched the movies, but to be honest, I actually don't know where to start. I don't know which one to watch first. It confuses me.
So you are into Doctor Who, which is sort of like sci-fi, similar to Star Wars. What is it about Doctor Who you like compared to Star Wars?
Well, I can't say why I like Doctor Who more than Star Wars, because I haven't obviously seen Star Wars, but I can tell you why I really love Doctor Who. Just every episode, it's just like one big adventure. The Doctor is just incredible. He is a role model for the human race. The show also deals with a lot of social issues, political issues, and it deals with it in a sci-fi manner. and it involves like the human race with other species from the universe, and it's just a really awesome show.
Yeah. And did you do you think you'll ever get to see Star Wars at all, any of the episodes, or will you be sticking to the Doctor Who thing?
I actually really want to go watch Star Wars. The latest one did actually intrigue me with the trailers. It looks really good, so I'm gonna have to get those DVDs off you.
Yes, I have a supply. That's right.
So I've been told.
Yeah. Now, thank you very much, Maddie, for that. And may the Force be with you.
Thank you. Alan Z.
Thanks for watching The Force Always. My name is David Zammit, aka Diz. Share, like, subscribe to The Force Always. It'd be great. And until the next time, keep rocking.
The Force will be with you, always.